Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night 67 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 25. Now, before we ever even get started, a big apology to all of you guys. I had this all done, it was all ready to go, it was posted on YouTube, and then I found out that the audio file was corrupted. Maybe the first time in my life that anyone's ever had a problem hearing what I'm saying, and all of y'all did. So sorry about that. I discovered it. And as you can see behind me, I'm traveling a little bit as well today. I've got a brand new HOH for the evening, so it made it a little more complicated. Again, I'm sorry. But being the kind of stubborn fellow I am, I'm not going to let a night go without me still recording a recap. So I'm going to do it anyway, even though it's a little bit late. Thank you for your patience and understanding. And with that, let's talk about what happened last night. Because last night wasn't just regular old night. We had a veto competition. So there is stuff worth talking about. So I wanted to get it out there. And here I am. And here we go for round number 2. All right, let's talk about what did happen yesterday. Again, we had the veto competition. Playing was Bowie Jane, Felicia, and Cirie as the HOH and the 2 nominees. We also had Jag and America and Matt. No house guest choice. Their chips were just drawn the regular way. So Jag and America and Matt kind of stacked deck for, I don't know, who's Matt and Jag aligned with. Sometimes I think Corey, sometimes I think Cameron. Don't know, but those are the 6 that we had playing the veto. Feeds were down until about 6 o'clock or so a little bit later than a typical Saturday veto competition. And as it turns out, it's because we didn't just have OTEV. No, not this season. We didn't just have Zingbot. Not this season. No, we had a combination of OTEV and Zingbot. I don't know if Zingbot was part of the competition, showed up before or after. Don't really know, but we had both of them show up. So we got to talk about veto and a few zings. Some I liked, some I didn't like so much. Let's talk about the veto because the feeds are back at 6. We discovered, now it took a while, incredibly frustrating trying to see who's wearing that veto around their neck. And sometimes none of them are. That's what we had last night. But eventually we discover that the veto winner for the OTEV competition is Jag. Yeah, Jags won the veto. Remember, there was talk when Bowie Jane made her nominations. People were saying, look, if Bowie Jane wins veto, she's probably not going to change it. She's going to keep it the way it is, not get any more blood on her hands. But anyone else in the house, if they win veto, they're going to change it. They're going to try to put up either Corey or Cameron. Well, they don't have a say in that. Bowie Jane does. But anyone else was likely to use a veto. Jag is certainly one of those that's likely to use it. Almost certainly, I think he's going to use it. So he's going to force Bowie Jane to make a renomination to potentially backdoor someone at that point in time. Now, let's talk about this competition. We don't know a lot about it. Apparently, maybe it was referring to some of the old house guests, it sounds like, in terms of answers they had to give. Apparently, the first person out sounds like it was Cirie. Cirie finally gets her chance to compete in a veto competition, and she comes in last place, but she got to do OTEV, so that was good. But Cirie comes in last. It sounds like the winning 2, well, let's talk about Felicia as well. Felicia came in 3rd place. Props to her. That is not an easy competition going up and down that hill. Trust me, I did it. I lasted a couple of rounds. It was not easy at all. Felicia made it to 3rd. So I'm happy to hear that. Congratulations to her for really making a good showing. But it came down, the final 2 left in the competition, Jag and Bowie Jane. And apparently there's some suspicion, at least from Felicia, that Bowie Jane threw this veto competition because she didn't want to have the responsibility of deciding whether or not to use a veto. Is that true or not? We don't know. As far as what I've heard so far, she hadn't outright said that's the case, but it is possible. Doesn't matter. Jag wins the whole thing. Jag now gets to decide whether he wants to take someone off the block or not. He will. All right, let's talk about Zingbot. And again, we don't know exactly how Zingbot and OTEV, were they up there together? OTEV asking questions, Zingbot giving zings. I don't really know, but after listening, I do now know, for the most part, what all the zings were that took place. Some of them I liked, some of them, and some of them I'm just not really liking at all. And we'll talk about that. Let me get on my soapbox for just a second here in a minute. All right, first of all, Zingbots, no particular order. Maybe they're particular order, maybe they're alphabetical. But other than that, let's start off with America. Zingbot said something about robbing the cradle. Yeah, I don't think I can do that voice the whole time, but making fun of America for robbing the cradle. Yeah, okay, I think that's all right. Blue saying, kitty, kitty, purr. The only thing worse than your catchphrases is your fashion sense. Zing! I'm okay with that. Zingbot's making fun of something that's, yeah, okay, go for it, Zingbot. Third one, Bowie Jane. The difference between Bowie and a great white shark, one's Australian with big scary teeth, the other's a great white shark. Zing! A big old thumbs down. I am so tired year after year that the writers for Big Brother feel like they need to make jokes that are basically body shaming, making fun of someone's physical traits. I didn't like that one at all. All right, number 4, Cameron. Military promotion from Lieutenant Loser to Major effing Tool. Zing! I kind of like that one. Yeah, he's in the military. He was in the military. It's relying on that. It's talking about the way some people feel about him. So good one on that one, Zingbot. Sari, maybe one of my favorites. Sari, all your friends are gone and you're all alone doing what you do best, losing on an island. Zing! I love that one. It's perfect. That's the kind of zings I want to hear from Zingbot. Referencing back to her Survivor days, the fact that she's never won Survivor and now she's kind of all alone here. Good one on that one, Zingbot. One of my 2 favorites. All right, next one, Corey. Apparently, maybe Zingbot sang this one to the tune of America the Beautiful, talking about Corey being short as grain, bad at kissing, a bad mustache, and that America must have gotten a lobotomy. All right, I'm okay with all of that except making fun of Corey being short. I don't like that one at all. So thumbs down on that one. Felicia, something about being old and wrinkled. Double thumbs down on that one. You can do better than that one, Zingbot. Jag, all right, I like this one as well. Jag saying, you're like a sports car, but not a Jaguar, more like a Borvette or Borgatti or an Aston Moron or a Lamborghini. Zing! Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Jaguar, get it? Yeah, I thought that was good. Matt, something about being a dumb blonde. I'll reserve judgment until I hear what the actual text of that one was. I'm not really sure. And then a bonus one. No, it's a lot of house guests to be getting zings, a little earlier than most seasons. But we still had one more house guest. We had Nicole, who even though she's gone, she's still got a zing. And her zing was instead of me, it was me nap, then me sleep, then a week-long me coma. Oh, she's not here anymore. Zing! I thought that one was okay too. All right, so there you go. So a mixed bag of zings. I think it's, let me get my soapbox, then we'll move on to live feeds. I think it's bad for the writers to make fun of a person's looks or their physical features. I think it's lazy writing. I think it's harmful. I don't think it's nice. Zingbot doesn't necessarily have to be nice, but I don't think it's nice in the way that it shouldn't be. That kind of not nice. Come on, writers. If you want to do some body shaming, why don't you just make fun of Matt's hearing impairment while you're at it? Same kind of thing. Can you tell? I don't like when you make fun of physical traits, physical features, especially this season. There are so many things they could have picked on with all of these house guests. Lord, there's a dozen different zings that you could give to every one of these house guests that have nothing to do with the way they look, has everything to do with the way they've played the game or haven't played the game. Some of their decisions, there's so much more you could have done. So writers, stop mailing it in. We expect better from Zingbot. I expect better behavior. All right, off my soapbox, because can you tell I'm a little passionate about that? All right, but we're going to move on. Let's talk about the feeds themselves, because that is what we're here for. So let's talk about that. First of all, lots of suggestions, lots of conversations suggesting that Cameron is now the backdoor target for pretty much all of the house, it sounds like, and that Bowie Jane might be on board. Now, remember the night before, Corey had said, if we just keep the pressure up on Bowie, she'll break under pressure. She'll do what she wants once we put enough pressure on her. And I kind of poo-pooed that and said, yeah, no, she's the attorney. She's not going to do that. Well, Corey obviously understands Bowie Jane a little bit more than I do, because he's right. She apparently is now on board to go after Cameron. And that's kind of the key element they had to get into play. And it sounds like they've got it. We'll talk about it as we go through. All right, we've got a decent indication of that being the case, because right after the competition, soon after the competition, we've got Jag and Bowie Jane doing a celebration dance in the bathroom after he had won the veto competition. Bowie makes a mention about you, Jag, me, Matt, to the very end. It sounds like she's got her team of 3 that she wants to work with. Now, they're good guys to work with. I hope she understands that Matt and Jag are very tight. I'm not sure you want to be the third wheel to the 2 of them. Maybe this isn't something that she's picturing forever, but short term, it certainly can advance her game a little bit. But she's saying the 3 of us to the very end. She is talking about or complaining a little bit, saying that Cameron is camped out in her HOH room. He asked her who she was going to put up as a renom, assuming Jag pulls someone off. And she says that she told him she didn't know, that she was still evaluating. Well, right there has got to make Cameron a little worried that someone that's supposed to be really tight with him is saying, yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll find out, Cameron. I don't know. But she says she told him that she didn't know just yet. But she tells Jag, says, no, it's done. Cameron's going. Cameron is going up there. So she's telling Jag a little bit more than she is telling Cameron. She also mentioned a few things. She says Cameron says some things that kind of sunk his ship with regards to me. She's saying that Cameron had talked about that he had been kind of pitting her against Matt and Jag a little bit in the past, and that kind of sunk him. At one point, they're having a conversation, and she's saying, now don't be throwing me under the bus, Cameron. And he said, you're already under the bus. And I think it may be talking about the kind of pitting her against these other 2. Matt had informed her at one point about the fugitives, saying, Matt and Jag and Cameron and I, the 3 of us are the fugitives. And Cameron talked about bringing you in and saying you were part of us, but really you wouldn't be. You would just be an extra 4th person for the votes, but it's really just the 3 of us. That certainly doesn't help Cameron's case anymore. Remember, Bowie Jane had said, we need a big blow up, or if someone tells me enough stuff that Cameron's been saying about me that maybe would make it necessary or justify me backdooring him. Well, it sounds like she's heard enough at this point in time, both from Cameron. I don't know why he was telling her some of that, but also for Matt and Jag, who certainly are pushing the agenda a little bit more. So again, Bowie Jane seems like she is now on board to backdoor Cameron and send him out the door. Right after that, very soon after that, we've got Cameron talking to Bowie Jane and saying, that was a fun competition to watch. It was fun watching my final 2-person win that thing. Well, maybe not so much final 2, Cameron. It's not sounding like that, but he's certainly trying to kiss up to her just a little bit now that she has the power to make the renomination. All right, we've got Felicia and Cirie talking a little bit. Felicia's talking about the fact that she trusts Bowie Jane, that Bowie Jane is going to be forced to put up someone as a new nominee, assuming that Jag uses it. Since when did Cirie and Felicia start trusting Bowie Jane? I thought it was just the opposite. I thought there was a whole lot of not even just distrust, dislike of Bowie Jane. It's amazing what an HOH can do to change your opinion of someone. So Felicia saying, yeah, I trust Bowie, and she's going to have to put someone up as well. Felicia is telling Cirie as well what I said a little bit earlier, that she thinks that Bowie Jane threw the final round of the OTEF competition. Something about maybe she had the answer and she dropped it or something. I don't know, but she thinks that she threw it. That certainly is a possibility because Bowie Jane maybe didn't want to have to make the call. Easier to let Jag win the veto. He makes a decision. Then she has to put someone else up. So she has a little bit less culpability, I guess, a little less blame if someone else forces her hand on it. So maybe she did throw it. It doesn't matter. Jag has the power. There is talk amongst Felicia and Cirie about the possibility, the probability of Cameron going home this week and then maybe Blue going home the next week. They know that Cameron and Blue are tight. Now, they want to try to work with Blue as well. But I think they're willing to let Blue go if that's what it takes. All right, we've got Jag and Matt talking a little bit. Jag is asking Matt, saying, look, I'm going to use the veto, but should I use it on Felicia or should I use it on Cirie? Does it really matter? And Matt is saying, well, maybe we ought to save Cirie just in case something weird happens between now and Thursday. You know, pawns do go home sometimes. So he's saying, let's just save Cirie just in case, because Cirie is certainly going to be more loyal to the 2 of us going forward. So why not save her if at all possible? So that's kind of their plan at this point in time. Jag is telling Matt, saying, "Hey, here's an extra idea to think about. We talked about the fugitives a second ago that they already told Bowie Jane a little bit about it, but Jag's telling Matt, saying maybe we should reveal this fugitives alliance to Blue and America and Corey as well, and maybe give Bowie some more details also. We ought to reveal our fugitives alliance to all of them. Tell them that Cameron proposed it, that of course we agreed, but we were never serious about it. We never did anything with it, but we certainly didn't want to not be telling everyone else in the house. So that's why we're telling you about the Fugitives Alliance." In other words, they want to get the word out there before Cameron goes on the block and maybe decides to blow up the entire house by spilling all kinds of information, such as that he had a final three with Matt and Jag. I think it's a great idea to go ahead and get ahead of the game, reveal the information first, spin it the way you want to spin it, because once Cameron, if he does get renominated tomorrow, as soon as he goes up on that block, he's gonna know what's up. He's gonna know that he's going home on Thursday. There's no twist. There's nothing that we know of that's going to save him yet again. It's going to be the end of the road for Cameron, and who knows what he will do once that happens. So they're going to get ahead of it by maybe giving this information to everyone else. All right, we've got Matt and Jag and Felicia all talking about Cameron. There's talk about Cameron that he just lies to survive. That's all he lies. That's how he survived so far in the game. Cirie and Felicia are both acting very, very shocked face when Matt says that Cameron had told him that Cirie had called him a snake. They're saying, yeah, we never did any of that. How dare he say that? It's just him lying some more. So he has pointed that out to him. Later, Bowie joins a conversation with these three, and she again confirms that she is putting up Cameron. She says, "Look, I don't know everything else, who knows, but I'm committed to this. This is what's going to happen. Cameron is going on the block." Cirie, at one point, Cirie playing such a great social game when she has to. Cirie is saying, "Look, can you, I think she's talking to Bowie Jane, tell Jag that if there's any uncertainty about who to pull off, go ahead and pull Felicia off. Leave me on the block." She said Felicia's been on the block a lot of times. Give her a week off. Let her know as of Monday she's not going home. I'll sit on the block. I trust you guys enough that I'm willing to do that. So here she is. Cirie's basically telling everyone else that she trusts them. She's making things better with Felicia by kind of sacrificing herself for Felicia a little bit. Masterful from Cirie. I tell you, Cirie is a great social game player. She may be on an island. She may not be in the best of situations. She still has a lot of people watching out for her in this house, and it's because of doing things like this. So she does mention that. All right, we've got Cameron and Matt talking. Cameron is telling Matt, saying, "Look, all my trust is in you and Jag. That's what I've got. I trust you guys." Well, maybe not the best decision you ever made, Cameron. He does mention that America was giving him a bad look, an evil look. I don't remember the term he's, but looking at her kind of funny earlier. So that's got him a little bit worried. Cameron is also mentioning, he says, my ally, he's talking about Bowie, my ally won HOH, and yet I still feel like I'm getting ready to be backdoored. How crazy is that? Well, he's seeing the writing on the wall. Cameron is saying that Jag can use that veto as long as he doesn't put me on the block. But if he wants to use it, go for it. Well, Cameron's not calling the shots on this one, Cameron. Cameron's also suggesting to Matt that the entire house is on board to send Corey out the door. It's going to be an easy decision to make if Bowie Jane has to renominate someone. Everyone's on board to send out Corey. Well, everyone's on board to send someone else out as well, Cameron, and their name also starts with C. All right. Cameron is also mentioning that that everyone has pitched Corey as a backdoor as well, and that Bowie has said that isn't good for her game. So he thinks that she wants to keep the nominations the same, but unfortunately, Jag is going to use it. As a result, Cameron's saying that she's not going to put me on the block. She's not going to do that to me, Matt. And Matt comes back and says, well, she may be scared to put Corey on the block as well, Cameron, because then maybe America comes after her after that happens. So, you're saying that she won't put you on the block, but I don't think she's going to put Corey on the block because she's worried about America and all of that. So I think he's trying to maybe suggest to Cameron it's not quite as cut and dried as Cameron thinks. All right, Matt is also telling Cameron that if the nominations do stay the same, that he would want Felicia out the door. since she is gunning for the guys, and we'll talk about that some more in a second. She is. So Matt's saying if we got to get Cirie or Felicia out, send Felicia out because she's gunning for the guys and because Matt feels a lot closer to Cirie. All right, Cameron is complaining that he really wants to talk to America, hash some things out, but she is always with Corey, that she isn't playing her own game. It's frustrating him. Matt's saying, well, basically for those same reasons, I'm never able to talk to Corey alone because he's always with America. So I understand what you're saying, Cameron. All right, we've got Corey and Matt talking a little bit up in the HOH room, just talking about some of the comps they threw in the past. We've suspected that. Felicia's outright said that Corey doesn't want to win any of the vetoes. He's thrown all of those, and maybe he's thrown some HOHs as well. Well, Corey is confirming to Matt that he's at least thrown one, that he threw the Snot a Winner competition. I think he's thrown one or two more than that, but he says that one. Matt comes back and says, well, I threw Pressure Cooker, and I also threw the one that sent Riley home, which I think was the Atomic Wedgie where they got picked up by their underwear. I think so. But Matt's saying he threw one or two also. All right, we've got Felicia and Cirie talking. They're talking about this potential plan to backdoor Cameron. Felicia is laughing about the fact, she's saying, you know, Bowie Jane was kissing Cameron's butt when he was HOH last week, and now she's going to turn around and slit his throat. What a crazy game this is. Cirie is talking about, she's saying everyone is a bunch of snakes in this house. They're both going on and on about the fact, how could these 20-year-olds be so cutthroat, so ruthless, so backstabbing? They're saying, where did they learn this? How did they learn this? What are they going to be like in another 20 years if they're already like this? Well, Big Brother's not like the real world. Big Brother's designed to bring out the worst in people, backstabbing, lying, betrayal, and all that. It doesn't mean they're going to be like that in real life. But Felicia and Cirie, I think they're just amazed at how well some of these people are able to take on that role of the betrayer, the backstabber, the corrupter, and everything else. So they're laughing about that a little bit. Now, remember when I said that Matt warned Cameron that he felt like Felicia was gunning for the guys? Well, that kind of is the case because Felicia's telling Cirie that she wants a final four of her, Cirie, Blue, and America. So 4 women. Poor Bowie Jane getting left out again. But Felicia's wanting these 4 women to make it to the very end. So Matt has a valid point at that point in time. All right, we've got Felicia and Cirie still talking, and America has now come in as well. Felicia's talking about the fact that Cameron is just refusing to leave Bowie Jane alone in the HOH room. He's up there all the time. You think it's bad now? Wait until throughout today or up until the veto ceremony, and once he's on the block, I don't know, is he going to throw in the towel? I don't think that's the way Cameron works. I think he'll be doing a lot of hanging out with a whole lot of people at that point in time. But Felicia's complaining that Cameron just won't leave Bowie Jane alone. She's too nice to tell him to leave or too nice to lock the door, and so he's up there all the time. They're thinking that the back door of Cameron is a go as long as no one says anything stupid between now and the veto ceremony on Monday. All 3 of them are agreeing with that. I agree with it as well. But there's all kinds of stupid things that have taken place in this house, and it's possible something else will happen as well. But for right now, I do think the plan is a go. Cameron's going to go on the block unless someone does something stupid. After America leaves, Felicia tells Cirie, says, you know, I could see us easily aligning with America for real. If we wanted to, once Corey is gone, I feel like she'd be on board with it. We could bring her in. It may not be a bad thing to consider. All right, we've got Corey and America talking. They started off in bed, but then they got the backyard opened back up midnight or so. So eventually they transitioned from bed to their favorite hammock out in the back once the backyard opens. But the big news with them is they've better defined their relationship. They're not a showmance anymore. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. Corey being the girlfriend, America being the girlfriend, just in case you need clarification. But yeah, they're now a committed couple, a boyfriend, girlfriend, till death do us part or until the game's over and one of us backstabs the other or something. But at least for now, boyfriend and girlfriend. Corey is saying that they need to make sure that they are closer to Bowie than Matt and Jag are. They're a little bit worried about that. They're feeling that Bowie Jane could be an important consideration, not just for the veto ceremony this week, but maybe going forward as well. So Corey's saying we got to stay close to Bowie Jane, make sure that she feels closer to us, not those other guys. Well, she's already got this trio with Matt and Jag, so I think that's going to be a tall order for Corey in America. But he's saying we need to make that happen. America is saying that it's hard for her to talk to Bowie Jane and get close to Bowie Jane because Cameron and Blue are with her full time. They're always hanging around with her. Yeah, of course they are. And they're also worried about Cirie. Corey's worried about Cirie because he said that basically Corey feels like he's the reason that Jared went home. He's the reason that Izzy went home. And so he feels like no matter what Cirie maybe says, how nice she acts like she is to him, that she's not going to forget that he's always going to have to worry about Cirie in this game itself. He's also worried about Matt, he says, because Matt, he doesn't think that America or Corey could beat Matt in the very end. I think he's talking about jury votes. So he's saying we got to be careful with Matt as well. We can't let him get to the very end. That would not be good for our game. All right, everyone enjoying the backyard a little bit. A lot of non-game talk. They're talking about clothing they would wear for the finale, clothing that got taken up, they didn't take into the house, sports, allergies, everything. Blue talks about someone who she knows that's allergic to water. Is that such a thing? That'd be a bum of an allergy. But yeah, someone allergic to water supposedly. But a lot of talk that really doesn't have anything to do with gameplay. They're just enjoying being outdoors again for a little bit. One interesting thing that did happen during that conversation, Cameron revealed to Felicia his belief that she and Denzel Washington were perhaps related. He tells her, says, yeah, I've got $100 bet with Jared because I said that y'all are related, that, you know, brother, sister, whatever. And Felicia's laughing. She's saying, well, I saw him in a play once, but beyond that, no, I wish I was, but no, we are not related. She gets a little chuckle about that as well. So he's revealed that. All right, there is a talk about talking about a backdoor of Cameron. This is Corey again. Corey is saying that Cameron's going to know as soon as he's nominated. He's going to understand at that point that he doesn't have the protection of the house, that the house is going after him. I am curious to see if he blows up the house at that point in time. He may not. He's been through this enough times. It may not hit him the way it has in the past. I don't know. We'll see. But they wonder, or they know that Cameron's getting ready to find out some really, really bad news for his game. They're worried about a Blue HOH, Blue winning the HOH, and how that would work. Corey is saying they really need to, if Blue was to win HOH, that America in particular really needs to work with Blue. They know that Corey would go on the block, and they just want to make sure that if she puts Corey on the block, that she puts Felicia on the block next to Corey, and he feels like he could win votes over Felicia at that point in time. So they're already talking about what happens if Corey gets put on the block going forward. All right, meanwhile, while that's going on, we've got Blue talking to Cameron. She's telling Cameron that she wanted to play in veto. Well, not just play. She wanted Felicia to win House Guest Choice, to pick Blue to play in the competition. But nevertheless, Blue really wanted to win play the veto so that she could win it and be part of backdooring Corey. Man, this woman holds a grudge, doesn't she? She is still gunning for Corey. It's not enough just to send him out the door. She wants to absolutely be involved in it as well and take responsibility for sending him out. She does mention to Cameron that she's rocking with him and Matt and Jag, that all four of them are all rocking together to get Corey out. Well, maybe not this week, Blue. But she mentions that. Blue is saying that America had told her that after Corey was gone, that she wants a good support structure. So Blue is feeling like if they can get rid of Corey, America becomes a free agent that they should be able to grab as well. And she would certainly like to see that. At one point, Blue mentions that America had approached her wanting to get Cameron out the door. So again, she's trying to kind of create some divisions within these groups. And then finally, Blue is saying that she's going to have some fun on Monday if everything goes the way she thinks it's going to be. I'm picturing what Blue must be imagining in her mind, which is Corey getting put up on the black door as a back door, realizing he's going home. I think at that point in time, Blue would just have so much fun teasing and antagonizing Corey and rubbing it in his face that maybe she's going to stick around longer than he has. I think she's got it all planned. And again, that's just my imagination. Maybe that's not what she's thinking, but I think it is. But she is saying that if it goes according to plan, she's going to have a blast on Monday. I don't think it's going to go according to plan. I think once Cameron's on the block, Blue's going to realize that maybe it's her time that is suddenly getting a little bit limited. But Blue doesn't realize that yet. She's thinking this is going to work out pretty well on Monday. Cameron, a little more real, a little bit more of a read on the house, a correct read on the house, because Cameron's saying, look, we're going to be the first two jurors. He said, we can go get drunk together in the jury house and lament and talk about everything we did wrong, because I think we're the first two that are going out. So that's what I think's happening. Cameron understands the house the way Blue does not understand it yet. She may figure it out tomorrow. So there you have it, guys. Again, second go around of trying to recap this. God, I hope the audio works this time. But the big key is Jag won veto. He is going to use it to pull someone off. Bowie Jane has heard enough things that Cameron said about her. She sees that the rest of the house really wants it to happen enough that she's going to go ahead and play everyone else's game, which isn't to say it may not benefit her as well. But Bowie Jane is on board to backdoor Cameron. Once that happens, I just don't see Cameron surviving another week. I think Cameron heads out on Thursday, and then we'll see if it's Blue or Corey or who heads out following that. It'll depend on HOH and stuff. So there you have it, guys. Night 67. Thank you for your patience as I send this back out. I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you a recap of night number 68. We'll find out what happened throughout the day. But until then, guys, have a great one. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.